Hello everyone, my name is Utsav, and in today's video we will analyze the Koo app and do a 6-point strategy analysis of the app. Now let's talk about Koo. So Koo is an Indian alternative to Twitter. But the differentiation here is that Koo offers it's very heavily reliant on the vernacular Indian languages such as Marathi, Bengali, Telugu, and of course Hindi. So what in this video what I'll do is I would go through 6 parameters and evaluate Koo on all those 6 parameters and try to analyze from a strategic perspective how good is the app doing. Now coming on to the first parameter, which is called the network effect. So although we would argue, right, that Koo is obviously a social network, so the more people join Koo, it becomes more valuable for the network. But here we are missing one pointer, that Koo is a late entrant in the market, right? So app platforms such as Twitter, Facebook has around 340 million users in India. Twitter has around 22.1 million users in India, and we all also know how much WhatsApp and other kind of platforms have users in India. So what stops these platforms to really promote their vernacular part of their platform and just so at that stage Koo might not have that much of a advantage of a network effect, right? Moving on to the next one, which is the counter positioning. So counter positioning is something like if Koo comes out with a much better business model or in a way in which it makes money and kind of really challenge Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. So but as per whatever I have kind of analyzed as an outsider, there doesn't seem to be any such counter positioning strategy as of now. So here also there is a concern on this pointer as well. The third pointer is a switching cost. I guess it is obvious that in the internet world the switching cost generally is very low. People can just click another button and install Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and so they can switch very easily. Now the fourth pointer that I want to talk about is branding. Now in terms of branding, I would say that Koo scores in terms of branding because obviously things like Atmanirbhar Bharat and a Desi version of Twitter, all those things is kind of giving Koo a lot of publicity and a lot of adoption. So this is some point, but then the concern here is that what if you move outside the Indian borders, and obviously Koo is also in Nigeria where also Twitter is banned, but what if you go head on head in a country where people have an option to use, let's say Australia, right? People have an option to use Twitter and Koo both. So how do you position your brand over there? The next thing is the cornered resource. So in order to score a point over here, Koo must have something like a proprietary technology or some kind of way in which it can demonstrate that it can generate a revenue for a long term. But then building an app like Twitter or Koo is not something which is it's another technical project, and it's not something that is at the face of it can be patented. Now moving on to the last one, which is the process power. Process power is in companies where the companies have set up a process which helps them to really differentiate, gain a competitive advantage, and really be better as compared to their competition. But then again, as Koo is already, since it's all just a startup, I think this requires a level of maturity for you to really leverage the process power. So here also Koo doesn't score. So my summary is that out of the 6 pointers that I have shared, which is network effect, counter positioning, switching cost, branding, cornered resource, and process power, Q really scores in just one parameter, which is branding. And hence the recommendation is that Q as a company should look into scoring at least 3 to 4 such kind of parameters, wherein it can really be build itself as a long-term sustainable product as well as business. Thanks a lot.